Greetings, Earthlings. Coming at you live, broadcasting through the galaxy from Earth to Jupiter to Alpha Centauri to the black hole near the rings of Uranus. This is Mr. E with your weekly market update. Happy New Week, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. New week ahead of us. We got some new data to look at. Let's take a look real quick. First chart we're looking at is Ethereum Bitcoin on Binance. On this chart, I have the Bollinger Bands laid over. If you don't know about the Bollinger Bands, essentially they measure volatility, and the way this works is when the bands are close together, usually what happens almost always is a large move ensues afterwards. And this line on the bottom here is it's called the BBW, the Bollinger Band width. So this simply measures how wide the bands are. So this lowest point ever right here just happened recently. And what that tells me is that there is a large move on this chart happening relatively soon, a high chance of a large move happening. This is the lowest volatility that's ever been recorded on this chart, and usually after things of that nature, a large move will ensue. So the question then becomes, which way is it going to go? And that's what we want to keep an eye on. If you take a look at this Ethereum dominance chart, you can see this is also getting squeezed. Lowest point in history. So something's going to break here. Looking at this chart, seeing as we're at relative highs, I would think it's more likely for this to break down lower. Some could argue that this is a bit of a ascending triangle pattern, but again, this is a dominance chart, so these don't behave like price. And with the current market conditions, seeing as Bitcoin usually leads the charge into the bull market, would not surprise me to see this take a large turn down. And subsequently, most altcoins will probably follow in their Bitcoin valuations. So that doesn't mean that altcoins will all go down. It just means that if the bull market continues, the uptrend continues, Bitcoin will likely outpace the altcoins and Ethereum if this were to play out that way. So just something to keep an eye on. It's another dimension on just to see how the money flows around these markets. The dominances are interesting thing to keep an eye on, especially in the bull trends, because capital tends to switch back and forth between Bitcoin and altcoins quite frequently. And if you know what to do, you can capitalize on those situations. So just going to move right along here. We're on the weekly chart. Just kind of a little doji candle last week. Not much clarity on the direction. So I got the volume profile laid over this from here to here. Again, I mentioned this, I think, about a week and a half ago, just looking to fill this pocket in. It's definitely still in the cards, definitely still on the table. You can see we got heavy resistance above and lots of support below, and not a lot of price action right here. So good chance that could all fill in. Good example of that, actually, now that I'm looking at this, I could simply string this back to here, and you can see before all this price was here. Let's see if we cut that off to there. Yeah, this little minimal pocket even back here, but right here too, you can see this pretty much filled in some of this section. So same principle, just a different viewpoint. Essentially just looking for this pocket to fill in a little more. Some sideways action would not surprise me in the least. This chart, we got our 2134 EMA chart. Volume is decreasing a bit past 4 weeks. So this is not really confirming our uptrend. Could mean a couple things. Could be time for a pullback. You can see here coming out of these into the bull markets, usually you want the volume kind of pumping up. We had a little pump up, but rolled over pretty quick. So let's see if we can get some more volume to continue pushing the price up. Recently, we did just have a cross. This was a couple weeks ago now, or 15 days ago now. So this cross is when the 34 goes above the 21. This has been a pretty reliable signal in the past. We got one right here. Nice move up. This one here was at the very beginning of the bull market. This was a fake out. This is during the one we do not speak of, dump, our friendly little C vid. This another cross here, shot price up, and we had another one way back here. He shot this bull market up. You can see this large volume coming in there, really push things up. So that's what we want to see. We want to see some big volume coming in soon to really kick things off. But again, we got this major resistance overhead, so it's just a little sideways would not surprise me in the least. And that kind of all depends on what the broader market decides to do, SPX and whatnot. Just another look at this chart. We got our 4 hour still in our up channel, sideways in our little fib range. Just trucking along sideways, trying to make out a little pattern here, but it's just there's not much happening. Just kind of consolidation sideways. Could maybe draw a little bit of a triangle or a wedge, but it's just really not too clear right now. So you can see these fib levels lining up with some volume profile levels. If we do roll over or come back down, these could be some supports. This little golden pocket right here, you can see some volume over here. And if we come down even farther, the 786 has a lot. And if we were to retest the bottom of this channel, could find some confluence with the 618, maybe around here somewhere. That would be an aggressive move, but we are talking about Bitcoin here, and anything is possible. Another look at this chart. We got our bull flag symmetry potential. See how this plays out. Just highlighted some divergence on a couple different time frames. So this is the 4 hour. It's the 1 day. We got our weekly. Wow, just had it tick down in the past since I started making this video. So keep an eye on that. You can see we got highs, lower highs here, highs, lower highs. And on the price, we got highs and higher highs, which usually results in a pullback, or in this case, a slight correction possibly. So that is your weekly update. Not too much new to talk about, just trucking along sideways. One thing to keep an eye on, watch these Ethereum charts, watch the ETH BTC chart. Whatever way this breaks is gonna pretty much tell you what the altcoins are going to do, most likely. And the Bitcoin dominance chart, if we can punch through this level, most likely we're gonna see Bitcoin run the show still. If we come back down, it's going to be time for Ethereum and the alts to possibly put on a show. All right. Happy new week. Happy April. Happy new quarter. Happy new month. A lot of happy news. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Mr. E, and I will see you tomorrow.